August. There's a couple of recognitions, so it'll be rescheduled for our August regular scheduled board meeting. But taking into place, since we haven't approved the agenda yet, we have a legal matter to take care of, and that is we need to wish happy birthday to Mr. Phil Landrum. I know that it's at least a half a century.
Thank y'all very much. Who's counting?
Happy birthday, Bill.
Okay. Now, I hear a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Motion, a second by Mr. Bell. All those in favor? 5-0. Okay, next up will be the superintendent reports, financial update. He's running to give you the microphone.
We'll review the June 30 general fund. Of course, as y'all know, at this time of year, we have a tentative budget that we've approved for FY17. And until we do the final, all that information is not in the system yet, so I'm going to continue to update the June 30 date. You're going to see it a couple of times because we're still in the process of closing the year. We have several grants still open, lots of purchase orders still out. We still have revenue for July and August, so you'll notice on the revenue, we've only collected 93.25% of our budgeted revenue. July and August, we do not book until we start to do those payrolls. So as a part of our closing procedure, you'll see that over the next couple of months. And I'll continue to bring you this report, as well as next month, I hope to go ahead and have your FY17 beginning of the year report. Under expenditures, I want to go ahead and point out a couple things. One category you're going to see, it looks like it went over budget a little bit. And in media, it did. And this is an item we talked about during our finance committee. At the beginning of the year, last year, there were some staffing changes. We only put enough money in media to cover, I usually have the exact names, there are 7 media specialists and 7 parapros. When you change people who are radically different on the pay schedule, and I don't know that until September, it can cause a little problem. It is within our 5% leeway that Dr. Perry can approve, but I did want to point that out. We do still have a couple of purchase orders that are open, and until those are settled, we'll have that encumbrance sitting there, but we have to clear that before the end of the year. Another item you might notice is M&O appears to be over. Do not panic. Those are some standard POs that are open. We are still closing, and we have not cleared all those purchase orders, so that is a little bit of an overstatement. We will come in at or under budget on M&O, so no worries there. We just haven't cleared everything yet. We do some things so we don't overspend. I just haven't had a chance to get everything cleared at this point. But at this time, we've expended 93.77% of our budget expenditures. This process does take a little while. It is due, we have segments that are due at different times. We have a round that is due, some state grants that are due July 31st. We have some items that are due at the end of August, and then our final close is due by September 30th. So just so you know where we are. It does take quite some time to get these things done. Have quite a few new items this year. Went through a training session June 7th that included 144 pages of material, over half of which were new items. So we have quite a few changes, so it is going to take us probably pushing the middle of September to get everything taken care of. So I'll just keep y'all in the loop on that, but everything's good, and overall, as you can see, we're well under budget. Do y'all have any questions about?
How's it going with the audit?
This is the audit that will never end. Audit came very late this year, and there were lots of things, and they came and went for 4 weeks on site. Since they left, they have changed things. They have 3 reviews. One is our lead auditor that was here on site with us. When they leave, they go back and do some finish up, and he reviews. It goes to his supervisor, which was normal, and she does a review. And now they've added a 3rd review at the state level. We're still in the 2nd review. They are still asking for items that were forgotten while they were here. They came and went quite a bit and worked on and off site a lot. We had several different people. So they're still asking for items. As of yesterday, I got an email asking for 3 more things. 2 were standard things, 1 was a brand new thing that is quite extensive that we're actually still trying to get to them. Last week it was a 265-page document that it's impossible to scan on our system, so we were trying to get it into format. So anyway, we're still working with them, so y'all will not hear from them yet. part of this is just they've changed what they're doing. We had a brand-new team that had never been here before. They're not saying, you know, we have any massive problems. It is just a paperwork issue, and they have a different type of review. They did a lot of new compliance tests, I guess you could say. So a lot of this is giving them all the pieces of paper that they have to scan in and keep as part of their new file. So no worries, but it may be a few more weeks before y'all get the draft audit report. I did see where they were beginning to set up. I get some emails and have to do some things on the internet where I go in and I pull the draft and do an approval and some submissions. So I do see where they have started it on our end. So I do have hope this audit will end sometime soon. But so far, you know, as soon as I have our final word, they, you know, I did tell you they dinged us on some small items, $103, and they've had a couple of things. They said one thing is with some of our software, we did not have if you try the password so many times that there's an automatic lockout. They would like to see that, but it's not a big material thing, so y'all may never see anything, but those are the type things we're hearing so far. If I ever get that final summary page, I will be glad to send it out to you via email as soon as we get it and get to meet with them. We'll have something called an exit interview when they're done with the audit. We're not even to that point yet, so hoping it will be soon. But after they're done with this review, it does go to the state for one more review, and I honestly don't know. This is brand new. I don't know how long that takes, so I suspect it will be a few more weeks before we get our documentation. We're usually done with this months ago, so we'll keep giving them anything they ask for and hope they finish soon. They've been very nice. It's just a little different this year than we've ever had it. Lots of different questions and pieces of paper that we had to give them, and so hopefully it will end soon. But I'll let you know if we get to that summary point anytime soon. I do think it will probably be at least another 2 weeks. So, any other questions about general fund? We received 2 payments in the month of June. We received a clearing payment of $1,029.14, and those are those catch-up items that have come in sometime in the past. That's a cleanup from something somebody owed. I don't know why we get them in 2 different payments, but if it's a past due from some past item, I usually get it in a small check. And then our regular payment of $336,390.75. Earned interest of $965.80. We only issued 1 check this month, and that was for some document cameras that went to multiple locations. Overall, our balance at the end of June was $5,015,614.51. And we go to our actual versus projected. Our monthly average, it's still sitting at around 344. You know, our revenue is still staying pretty strong. It does falter every now and then, but as I said, you know, we keep our projections and our budget, that revenue a little bit lower than what we typically get, just so we protect ourselves in the future. Y'all have any questions?
Thank you, Amy. Next will be operations and construction.
First off, this week started a big round of our summer inspections with our sprinkler systems, fire alarm systems. They're doing the sprinkler replacement job right now, started this week at the high school that y'all approved last month. A lot of work going on, a lot of loose ends. You walk into schools, you're going to say, oh Lord, what are we going to do? But it'll come together. It always does right at the end. But we're heading in the right direction, I hope. Dr. Perry sent y'all out in an update 4th of July weekend of all the things I had going on. I just want to let you know where we're at and just give you a rundown real quick. The tape roof project is completed. All the gutters and everything are done now. It's a great job. I know if you've noticed it riding by it, it makes the building look so much better with new gutters and the ceiling on the roof. Wood floors at tape, all of them, the gym and all have been totally be sealed. We'll do the rest of the gyms fall break right before the basketball season really breaks loose, so they'll be in the best shape they can be. We've painted every classroom at Tate this summer. It was very well needed. It was in bad shape. Hadn't been painted in a while. And we painted the corridors and cleaned them up, and I really want you to walk through it. It's going to really look good. I think Sandy's real proud of what's going on. And we put a in-house facelift up on it and did it at a reasonable price, and we didn't have to sub a lot of stuff out. We did a lot of it ourselves, and she bought all new whiteboards, and that was a major project because we took down 3 layers of boards. When we start putting these up, they just put them over another board over. So we cleaned it all up and did it right, and repainted around those things and all. We've done some major painting at the high school. We did a lot of the corridors. We did every bathroom, every ceiling. I mean, we're going to start off with a really good looking high school cleaned up this year, and I want to keep it that way. Okay.
I do too.
No, we look to do that. It just, I think the kids feel better when they see it. I think they respect it when it looks better, and I hope we can carry that on through the year. We did some major painting at Harmony and Hill City. We worked on the bathrooms and the corridors and all the window trim, all the window metal around the windows and doors. Tried to give them a fresh coat and make them look good. They were, you know, they get weathered, they get sun on them, they fade, they look bad. It looks a lot better too. We're not totally done, we're close. We still have some painting to do at Jasper Middle School and Pickens Middle School because we've torn a room out, an old Boys and Girls Club room that they used, and we've torn the cabinetry out. We're redoing the walls and fixing it at Pickens Middle School for them to have a meeting room, conference room, a learning room, just a good meeting area that you can take a lot of people in, do training and that kind of stuff. It's going to look really well, I think. Hill City and Harmony both have had a problem. Both have had a problem of sound in the cafeteria. It's so loud, it's hard for people to hear. So we have installed at Hill City a sound absorbent ceiling tile. We replaced the ceiling tile. We're nearly through. We like a little bit of that. I think that'll really help. If it doesn't, we're moving with Jennifer's blessing. We're removing a lot of those hanging diffusers down the hallways. We'll put them on the walls or something in there and let that help too if it has to. And Hill City, Harmony already has some of those on the walls, and it does make a difference. So I'm anxious to see what it does. We'll see when it all starts up. Flooring project at Jasper Elementary, the upper level that had the moisture problem, tiles laid. We'll start Monday stripping and waxing. We'll start Wednesday moving everybody back in. We're going to be in good shape there. They got the playground stuff going on that David purchased. He's on my bad list, so he didn't get anything else this summer. They dug through some pipes on the playground that we thought we had marked very well, but evidently we didn't. So it's been a week. It's been a week. But it's not his fault. They're just trying to get him in.
Though, right? He's getting a sign.
He's getting a new sign. He's ordering the sign,
Vicky?
and it will go at the end of the canopy as you come down. We just did a one-sided because it's not a two-way street, so it saved him a bunch of money, really. It's going to look nice. We'll have it. It'll be in about 6 weeks, I think, something like that. Bark on playgrounds is a major. We spend a lot of money putting bark on playgrounds, and you have to. And you have to buy the specially treated and safety mulch, and it's important. It's chemically treated for bugs, and it's sterilized basically, but it all washes down the hills. We have a hard time on these playgrounds keeping it on there. So I've done one thing to start in our process of repairing these things. We're putting mats under each swing. That'll keep from digging holes and from kicking all that out and then making a rut so it washes everything down. I think this will go a long way. It'll look good, and I think playgrounds will stay maintained a little better, and we'll keep working on the other problem. We poured the slab for the greenhouse at Hill City. We poured a extension on the sidewalk to the end parking lot for people to come across and not have to get in the grass and the mud. We dug up 3 or 4 sections of cement at the high school that was over the years crumbling and breaking from the ice melt and stuff you put on them. We've replaced them this summer. We have, that's about all the contract we've poured. We got one other thing to do now that we've found, 2 sections at high school. We built offices out downstairs in the central office. We put 3 nice offices down there. I know the middle quarter of the office was cubicles, and it wasn't very private. And now that we have so many special ed things downstairs, they need a little more privacy and able to lock stuff up. So we've built it out. Probably start painting on it next week. Doors will be in, doors and windows should be in on Wednesday or Thursday. And so we'll be close to whether we're totally finished, but we're getting there.
What about the AC units that were
We're cleaning, we
damaged?
won't have them up where?
The AC units that
Oh,
were
at the high
damaged by
school?
the hail?
Oh, yeah. Well, I got the second price and final price in today. Looks pretty good. Actually, I've got a meeting with our adjuster, with the insurance company, to present this stuff to him. I'm gonna sit down and talk with him back and see which way he wants to go and how we want to handle it. I may come back and ask for a little money to put all new ones. It's not a whole lot of difference, but you're replacing repairing 20-year-old units. It's really, you're not going to get any warranty or anything, so it's about time. There's only 10 of them that we really have to replace because the others are like 10-year-old units instead of 20. So we'll talk about that, and I'll come with a better game plan on that because I did just get the numbers today. We're trying to get all the front entrances of every school pressure washed and cleaned up. We won't be able to get the entire front on some of them, they're so big, but we will get the entrance area taken care of. I had the gutters at Harmony and Hill City cleaned. You should have seen these things. They were that deep from just years of that. Bitumen roofs have a gravel substance on them, and it just washes it. They were that deep. They were about to start falling off the buildings. And I was out there with Jennifer, and I said, "What is going on?" Rain was just coming through the gutters and through the cracks. What's happening? All that sediment's got in there and separated them. So I had a gutter guy come in and actually clean those things, pressure wash them, and seal all those joints. So I think that'll put some longevity to our buildings anyway. It might keep some of that water out of them, but it's always something like that. But it really pays for me to get out and walk around because nobody's ever brought that to me. It's a gutter and it's leaking because it's raining, so water's running down the side. But it was a major problem. We had some seams just really gone. But there's a lot of other things I got on my mind to do, but we're not going to get them all done. But we'll work on them as the year goes on.
They've
Been busy.
They've done a lot of spraying, I understand, in our schools too. Hornet's nest or
Yeah, the new exterminating company came in this week, and in Hill City only, the first day he killed 56 wasp nests around the building and shrubbery around it. 56. They'll be back. They'll come back because it's that time of year. It's amazing what he's already trying to do. It's going to take about 6 months before everything falls in place with them, but it'll be a lot better product than what we've been getting. Busy.
And how's it going with ABM?
We've had 3 meetings. We had a long meeting with Jennifer and her crew out there, and got some good ideas from them. Some things that we want to do and try, and I think it was a very productive meeting. We're shooting to start off strong and finish strong this year. We're trying our best, putting a lot of effort in it. I've been with her half the week. I think it's going well. Y'all got anything you want me to look at that y'all seen I've missed? Let me know. We'll try.
Stacy, I just want to say thank you for what you're doing because you were really paying attention to detail, and I appreciate it. A lot of these things have gone unnoticed for years. And
I think the little things
I appreciate the job you're doing and your staff is doing.
I appreciate it. I got a good group. They work hard. They do work hard.
Good.
That's a huge list.
It is.
And I know the handful of people that you've got.
We did sub some of the painting out. We did because Teresa's out. She couldn't help us with a lot of it. And, we've been fortunate. Amy helped me, through the budget and find me some money that I didn't realize I could spend right now and stuff. So when she said do it, we got it done. We went after it because next year, I can go a little further, you know, and it'll just look better and better. I'm not trying to build a new building, I just want the ones we got to look good.
Thank you.
Just make sure you tell your folks we appreciate what they do.
Stacy, one more question. The nest that might be at the football stadium, the bleachers, on any of our bleachers, do they also spray?
Yes,
They-
we do that ourselves.
Okay.
And we'll do that probably a week before the first game, for the first time anybody's in the stadium. And then we will go the day of the first game because they'll build back up. And you can still miss them because, boy, they can get up under those metal bleachers and things. But we really put a lot of effort in that because they build them. That's a great place for them to put them. Another thing is you need to watch on your playgrounds, the fencing and the tube on the fencing. They love to get in those things. So if y'all see that, let us know. Harmony, you had down next to the sewage lift pumps where all the bushes were, there's a hornet's nest that big. And we were walking back 15 times that day. And finally one flew out and we saw it. That would have got a kid. That would have got a kid. That would have been a bad one. But can't get them out. And something I will have to come back to y'all about too is we're having some pump problems at Harmony on the sewage lift station. Probably gonna have to upsize because over a period of time, the city has grown. They've had to increase their pressure up through there, and we're not overcoming their pressure all the time, and it's becoming a big problem. So we'll probably have to upsize our pumps on that too.
Thank you, Stacy. Next on the agenda is the approval of minutes from June 16th and June 23rd board meetings.
I make a motion to approve the minutes for June 16 and June what?
23rd.
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Lewis. All those in favor? 5-0. Next, we have a couple of policies that we need to put out.
We do. These are two policies that have been recommended by Hartley and Hawkins, and we'd like to, Dr. Green, put them out for review for 30 days.
One of these is regarding federal funds. These are new policies. These are not revised. They were recommended through GSBA and Harmon and Hartley. And so we are, I think Mark is putting one of them up. One is regarding federal funds and the administration of them. I was actually kind of surprised that we didn't already have one of these, but it just keeps us in compliance. And then the second one is regarding fraud prevention and outlines we need to have a basic plan for fraud, which we do have to a certain extent. It just asks us to elaborate a bit more. So these need to go out for public review, and then we'll have them, I believe, on the next, is 30 days.
30 days.
Yeah, 30 days. We'll have them on the next board agenda for vote. Any questions?
I'll make a motion that we put these two policies out for public review.
Second.
All those in favor? 5-0.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda, we have a lot of surplus items. Cleaning up our schools, so now we have surplus.
And I see that there are some books, and as we do with others, we hope that we make these available to our students to take home and to read. And this puts more books in our homes instead of just disposing of them in some other way. So I hope that we would allow our students to have access to these.
Make a move that we approve the surplus materials as presented.
Second.
Second by Mr. Long. All those in favor? 5-0. Bring my glasses, so arm long enough, I think. Yeah, mine could help me. I make a motion that we go into executive session to discuss or deliberate upon the appointment, employment, compensation, hiring, disciplinary action, or dismissal, or periodic evaluation and rating of a public officer or employee, or the interview applicants for a position of superintendent, and to consult with and meet with legal counsel pertaining to pending or potential litigation, settlements, claims, administrative proceedings, or other judicial actions brought or to be brought by or against the school district or an officer or employee, or in which the officer or employee may be directly involved. Need a second.
Second. Give you one.
Second by Mr. Bell. All those in favor? 5-0.
Well, I ain't gonna second. She can go.
Yeah.